I hear what you're saying, and
About what?
about Republicans,
Yeah.
and that they have to fix this. It's their problem. It's not ours. And that's exactly what the White House said before the deal was struck about raising the debt ceiling. Initially, you guys weren't going to touch any kind of negotiation because you said it was solely up to House Republicans, up to Congress to raise the debt ceiling. But then the president did intervene to avoid the U.S. defaulting. So I'm just trying to understand at what point would the president intervene to avoid a shutdown?
So I understand your question as well. Here's the thing, and I think Director Young did a really good job laying this out. What we are talking about is a bill, a bipartisan bill that became law. That's what we're talking about. Something that became law, that was agreed by the five sides, right? The House Republicans, even themselves, 2/3 of them voted for this. This is law. This is an agreement that was already made, that multiple conversations were had about this. This should be simple. This should be easy. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about something that already existed not that long ago, that they all literally voted for in the House and in the Senate in a bipartisan way. Something that I've said before, that's what Americans want us to do here in Congress and in the White House, right? In the federal government, to get things done in a bipartisan way so that it helps American families. And what they're doing, they can fix it. There's no conversation that needs to be had because they literally can fix this. It is their chaos. They can fix this. And what they're putting at risk is our economy, our national security, as we just talked about, the military personnel. It's we have been able, the president in the last 2 years have been able to get our economy back on track, right? We've talked about the 13.5 million jobs. We've talked about unemployment being under 4%. And what they're doing is incredibly irresponsible and it is reckless. So that's the difference. When you're asking me, you don't quite understand or trying to figure out what we're talking about, we already made the deal. That's why we keep saying a deal is a deal. And it's not just, it's majority of Congress that agrees with us, right? When you think about what the Senate actually moved forward and kept their deal. When you think about 77 senators who are moving forward, who voted to move forward with their CR, they are keeping the deal. We're talking about a small fraction of Congress, and that's reckless. That's irresponsible. And that's why we're saying it is not it's not on us to fix. It's not on this president to fix. It is on Congress to fix. And it's not just us. I started a briefing listing out quotes from Republicans in Congress themselves. All right, I'm gonna keep on.
I have breaking news to share with you today. Gas prices are beginning to increase above $6 in some states. There are some lawmakers that are working to provide some extra relief to the American people. This would be through tax cuts and tax credits. Eligible households will be able to claim as much as $2,000. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to hear about all of the details. Also, in a video later today, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Gas prices are soaring to familiar levels. According to AAA, the average price for regular unleaded gasoline is more than $6 in the state of California. In 24 hours, AAA reported the average price for regular unleaded gas in the state increased by around 14 cents, which was $6.03 on Thursday. John Trenner, a AAA spokesperson, told CBS News, if you ask the state of California, they will say there's two reasons. One, there's maintenance issues going on in refineries in California. And two, the global price for oil is very expensive. State GOP lawmakers are pushing for Governor Gavin Newsom to intervene by transitioning early to winter fuel blend, while calling again for a suspension of the gas tax. In the past, this call has been rejected by critics, who doubt the savings would trickle down to drivers. In a recent letter, Governor Newsom did push for the switch to the cheaper fuel option. The newly created Division of Petroleum Market Oversight is expected to monitor any price gouging. The watchdog falls under the California Energy Commission and already is faced with a January 1st deadline to provide proposals on necessary market reforms. So while state leaders work to find relief, California drivers are trying to get the most bang for their buck. New Jersey's per gallon tax will increase on October 1st. The increase of less than 1 penny is an automatic adjustment required under state transportation finance law. The 0.9 cent increase, announced by Governor Phil Murphy's administration, will push the per gallon tax on gasoline that motorists pay to 42.3 cents and the per gallon rate for diesel fuel to 49.3 cents. It is the first increase in 3 years, and New Jersey's gas tax will remain the 7th highest in the nation once the adjustment goes into effect. The law called for state funding to support bridge and road infrastructure to remain steady at $2 billion annually for 8 years. The legislation calls for yearly adjustments to the fuel tax if receipts do not meet that level. Every year, the treasurer and legislative officials review revenue and set the tax rate to reach the target figure. Last year, the tax fell by a penny a gallon. The year before that, it dropped 8.3 cents. The rising tax comes as some signs point to cooling prices after a period of high inflation. The federal government's flood of billions of dollars in crisis relief aid in 2021, including expanded child tax credit, stimulus checks, and unemployment insurance, helped lift millions of American families out of poverty. That same year, childhood poverty declined in half to 5.2%. It was the lowest on record since 2011. A census report released in September determined that the poverty rate more than doubled from 5.2% to 12.4% in 2022. The reason, in part, was because billions of dollars in aid for families ended. During the crisis, the number of people served by the food pantry increased drastically. That number continues to increase. But fortunately for Minnesota residents filing their 2023 tax returns, they would be eligible for a rebate through the Child and Dependent Care Credit Program. This credit aims to offset specific care expenses for qualifying individuals, and it is refundable, allowing households to receive a refund even if they have no income tax liability. The credit starts to phase out for households with a federal adjusted gross income exceeding $55,300. For a tax filer with one qualifying dependent and a federal adjusted gross income under $55,300, the maximum credit is $1,050. Those with two qualifying dependents and a federal adjusted gross income under $55,300 will receive up to $2,100. According to a Minnesota Department of Revenue spokesperson, eligible taxpayers can claim these credits when filing their 2023 income tax returns, which are due by April 15, 2024. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dear friends, thank you very much for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, Every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter today's giveaway, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you, and have a wonderful and very blessed day.